Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the live stream event, LAGTV Plays with the Fans. This is your master of ceremonies for this game, Nova War.
And MaximusBlack, oh my god, I'm playing against a Terran Platinum player.
Sour about Terran Platinum.
I'm in some trouble.
Yes. This is probably going to be a much more even match than the last match that you did.
Yep.
Last guy was silver. If you haven't already watched it, go check out my game where I get my ass handed to me first by a cannon rush, followed by me missing the one key, subsequently getting destroyed by a massive amount of stalkers and immortals. But we are on a very strange map. Jeff randomly chose this. This is Jungle Basin.
Great.
Jungle Basin. Interesting map choice. Very nice fast clicking you got there, by the way.
That
was good.
Well, you got this whole sensitivity thing changed. So
yeah, I've changed it to what I have. I have it at 63% at home. Jeff, I think, was at like 52 or something, 55. Yeah, so last game you cheesed.
I did.
Are you going to cheese this game?
Me is Dark Temp.
So kind of, but not really.
Well, I'm going to play normally, but I'm going to get Dark Temp.
But you're going to get Dark Temp at some point. Okay. You are quite proficient with Dark Temp. You have a Mr. Black here is definitely, well, most of the time, you know, not perfect, but most of the time very, very good at microing the Dark Temp, getting, especially against Terrans, which is, I'm assuming, why you're doing it here, is that he's very good at using it against Terrans because he has a knack for being able to get them to waste their scans really early with only maybe one Dark Temp.
Absolutely.
Then they have no scans left, and most Terrans, especially at this level, don't really use Ravens all that much, even though they probably should, because damn, those are one of my... I'm going to be straight up. Raven's one of my favorite units in this game.
Oh, they're underused.
And they're underused.
Big time.
At least at the lower levels.
And they look great.
They look great. They're robots. Point defense drone is effed up.
Yup.
That is a super useful, especially against Protoss.
High-level games, nobody uses it.
Protoss, you can shut down most Protoss because all you expect is a 4-gate bunch of stalkers.
Yep.
You have 3 Raven, throw up a couple of point defense drones. You're gonna screw them up.
Yep.
You're gonna rip them up. Yeah, normally they don't they don't usually have Ravens at this level of play, and so I'd be surprised to see it. And so when Jeff has the ability to basically get them to waste their scans, no detection left. DT are basically able to go free reign.
What's going on here?
What's going on? Are we looking for an engineering bay? Where's the engineering bay? Where's the engineering bay?
He's cheesing me.
Oh, what's that down there? Oh. No. All right. Well, interesting to say the least.
Very interesting builds.
Very interesting to say the least. But yeah. Well, interesting place to put his barracks. I'm not sure what the hell that's doing way down there. Maybe I have no idea. I'll you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess.
Man, this sensitivity is...
That's what I play at back at the house.
Wow.
Yeah. It takes a little while to get used to.
I can get used to it. I actually like it better, but...
Yeah. On that side of the mouse pad, we have a rocket fish mouse pad. There's a speed side and a control side. The control side for this game is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's really, really nice. And we use Logitech G5 mice. I think you have 1 generation behind mine, and I have 2 generations or 3 generations away from what's currently out. But I really like that mouse. Have you gotten? Yeah, you like?
I haven't had any problems. There is a weighted thing in it, but I never...
You can. I know. Yeah, I didn't weight my mouse either. I don't like a really heavy mouse, for sure. But it's definitely a really nice mouse. I hadn't had any problems with it. I don't need 6,000 buttons on my mouse.
I'm about to supply block myself.
Welcome to the club.
Great.
You should have seen me yesterday. I was on a tear. Supply blocking myself left, right, and center. It was incredible. What did we got? Okay, so what do we got going on in here? We have a couple of barracks now. I believe that's 3 barracks in total. So now it's looking much more normal than it did before. I'm still not sure what the hell that other barracks was doing way down there. Maybe he was trying to put it down there, hoping your scout wouldn't see it and make you think he was doing something he wasn't. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Not sure what that is. Bob and Steve are out on the field, having a little chit-chat there, having a little how you do. Gonna go out and do their job at the front of the base. And when do you... Okay, so here's... Like we discussed last game, my biggest problem, or one of my biggest problems... Not when I push, when I expand.
I'm playing this one a little bit different.
Yeah, but normally, do you base your expansion on food count, or do you base it on time?
I base it... Usually, the way that I play is it's usually timed, and like the way that I do it, it's usually at the same time and at the same food count.
Okay.
Depending on the build that I do.
Right.
But I'm doing things differently because I'm going Dark Temp. So, I usually do it It usually would happen now.
Right.
Usually would happen about now.
30 food.
Yep.
Roughly.
About that.
Well, once you get all these first batch of units
there's
out.
one scan down.
So about 42 food. 42 food is what I've been hearing is about the sweet spot for expanding, for Protoss anyway, if I remember correctly. I'm just terrible at expanding, but Mr. Black, not so much most of the time, and are you going to be pushing a little bit early here?
I'm going to go up. What I'm going to do is I'll show you this really cool cannon or pylon placement I put on this level here.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Are you going to go to the other side of the
on
rocks?
This map, I should say.
Other side of the rocks by putting it up top?
Yeah.
Yes. I've been nailed by that once or twice on this map before it was taken off of the ladder pool, and it's a bastard of a play. It's really rough.
Yep.
Like there it is.
See right there, and then I still have vision.
You still have vision, so you can just warp right across, bypass those rocks. Mind you, it's a slow warping because you don't have a huge amount of power grid. What the hell do you call that anyway?
It's definitely time to expand now.
It's called something.
I don't know what that. I would go with power grid.
That sounds smart enough.
Yeah, it does.
That sounds science fiction-y enough. We're off the grid. Great.
Alright, time to go do some damage.
Awesome. There it is. Oh, he's expanding. There's a turret going up, but the turret goes down. Lucky. He should have a bit of scan. It'll be really funny if he wastes it with nothing but SCVs around, but all those SCVs are sour but light. Here he comes up the ramp. He better have orbital. Why is he not scanning? Yes, there we go. There's a turret there. Does he not have an orbital? He must have. Did he bypass orbital on his main to get one down here? Okay. I was confused.
I feel like this guy's watching the feeds.
Maybe. It could happen. If he is, to be honest, it's not going to help him all that much.
Well, he can hear exactly.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, see, look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most Terran players don't. I mean, I'm not accusing him of anything, but
doesn't look like it's going to make a whole lot of difference because currently, right now, you're tearing this economy up. No pun intended. Actually, no, it's a lie. I totally intended that to be a pun. So now that has done some decent economy damage, now what is your next step? It didn't win the game immediately, but it definitely put him or slowed him down. He was up a base, but now it's going to be closer.
For it. He knew exactly what I was doing. He did a scan there, but he didn't see my dark shrine. He knew exactly what I was doing.
Shady play going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Possibly shady play. How terrible. I'm not going to say anything because I didn't know if he actually scanned that or not or what went on. It's possible. But he is going to see that that's how you got in there, because that's a bit of an obvious thing to have happen there. There is a, I'm going to assume a supply depot going down, and there it goes. He gets warped in. Sour about that scan. Down goes the last of the dark temps. Now what's your tech? What's your tech order now that dark temp's gone?
Absolutely.
Gonna get some Colossi out on the field.
Yep.
Gonna go a little bit of War of the Worlds on his ass.
Absolutely.
Bring that in there. Maybe some epic music at some point, if you have enough. Was it? Yeah, it was your game last night on the stream. That dude, one of the dudes you played, had like 30 billion Colossi.
Oh yeah, it was retarded.
I don't think he built anything else.
Yeah, no, it was retarded.
He had like 6 robotics facilities and just went all Colossi, and it was epic. It was definitely War of the Worlds. It was kind of funny to watch. So now we're going to get a little bit of MacHaps going up there. For those of you who haven't been around long enough or didn't play any of their community games with us before, MacHaps is just a, map hack messed up, which just generally means observer of some kind. And so that's going to get up there, going to do a little bit of poking the head around, see what's going on. Hopefully don't run into any of those missile turrets. What are you teching something? Are you getting Zealot speed? Is that what you're getting?
I'm getting Zealot speed. I'm going to go Zealots and Colossus.
That is a deadly freaking combination. Yeah. As long as you don't see a bunch of Viking, you're okay.
I think we're good.
And if we don't see Viking, then
we'll see Viking now that
I've said that, yeah. If he is watching it, we're going to find out if he's watching now.
Yeah.
Because unless he sees you with a Colossus, he's definitely going to be watching it if he goes and gets Viking. But that's really his only defense after that. At that point, Viking is really your only, as a Terran, your only hope about getting, getting rid of those Colossi, unless they're poorly microed, which some people do. Like you were mentioning before, they'll click A, they'll not pay attention to where the Colossi are on the field,
yep.
And sometimes they overrun their own.
Big error.
Yeah, they overrun their own their own line of fire, like they'll go beyond or up in the line of fire with the stalkers or whatever, and they end up getting picked off real quick. Because obviously, people usually, you know, single out those colossi immediately. Yep. And the other thing that the opponents usually mess up with, that we've pointed out before, is that when they see the colossi and they go and they attack A on the colossi only, is that if you run your colossi, they don't change the attack A, and they'll run around aimlessly, headbutting the rest of your units, and your rest of your units just have a field day, basically getting rid of them while they're running around in circles. But here comes the first colossi out on the field, or at least it's being built. We're going to get thermal lance as well. Jeff, I know my opinion on this, but are colossi without thermal lance even useful?
They're useful, but it is
You need to micro real damn well.
Micro the hell out of those, because basically any other unit can outrange it.
You cannot set it and forget it if you don't have thermal lance.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. Cut to the same scene with all the people in the crowd. Yay!
You're gonna like my nuts.
You're gonna love my rotisserie. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know what else I'm gonna love? The lasagna that we are waiting to cool off while this game happens currently right now.
Yep. And then everybody on the live feeds get. Oh dear.
Oh,
there's a raven. Oh, look at that.
Remember that time I said they don't really use ravens?
Guess what? He does.
Well, luckily, you know, you don't have a whole lot of stalker.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do to his army?
What?
I'm gonna rape him.
All right.
Yep. It's not gonna feel great.
Like dry rape?
Yeah.
Because that's the worst kind.
Sour about that dryness.
So how's that thermal lance doing right now?
Yeah,
Thermal lance is doing
great.
well. There he is. He's sent one Marine down and around to do a little bit of scouting. Found your second expansion right now. He's probably going to send his entire army over there. And here he comes down the road right now on the minimap, chasing your probe. Come on up, Sally.
I'm waiting for you.
All right. He's got a couple of what seems to be some medevacs out there as well. This might just be a Marine Marauder ball, in which case you are smiles right now. Because if you get him on open field, you don't want to get to choke, but with all those speed lots, if you get him in an open field, he's going to be all but screwed. That's what happened to me in that last game. It ended up with 43 minutes long or something like that last night. I saw they had a whole bunch of tanks in a double choke on Zelnaga, and had to hold off and get a death ball before I could do anything. Unfortunately, oh no, you have a couple pylons going down to get, to regain that food that you're just losing now at that expansion.
Time to go right now while he's up here.
Catch him with his pants down.
Oh yeah, hit and run. Oh, there's your Vikings.
Oh, there's one Viking. Two of them. Couple Vikings. Couple Vikings is doable if you get your stalkers in the right place and make sure that they don't run off like that, that one stalker was. But he's coming back to his group. He said, "F that. I'm not that suicidal." Down go a couple of pylons. These just could. This just for warping in, guys?
Yep.
Just everywhere. This is something that we saw a long time ago in a Masters game, one of the few Masters games that, he doesn't want to do that.
No,
you don't want to do that either. There we go.
He doesn't want to mess with me right now, because I'm actually pissed off, because I think he's cheating.
Sour about cheating. Sour about cheating. Well, we don't know. It could be a possibility. Either way, it looks like you're probably going to be winning this game right now. Your economy is doing really well. Your food count is back up after putting down all these pylons, although whether or not they'll stick around for very long with him on the field is another question entirely. Throwing down a whole bunch, going Sim City with the warp gates is Mr. Black right now. Going to go up here and around the bend, trying to stick in as much open area as humanly possible, because if he gets surrounded, concaved on a ramp or something like that, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Trying to figure out where he is on the map right now. Don't know if he ran back to base or not. Gonna get a couple of more Mac Haps out on the field. Something that a lot of Protoss players don't do is continuously build a bunch of observers. I don't do it. I'm terrible at scouting. It's my second biggest, it's probably my biggest weakness, followed by not knowing when to expand or not expanding at the right times. They're so cheap, you might as well build at least 4 of them.
Yep.
Like, you might as well build 4. If you're not building a Colossus or an Immortal,
for a reason.
Yeah, then just put them out there. It gives you a huge advantage. You can put them all over the map. You get lots of lines of sight. You can find out when he's coming and where he's coming from, so on and so forth. Very, very useful, especially at such a low cost. Incredibly cost effective, especially in terms of the information that you can get from them. And now we are just Mr. Black going pylon crazy. Gonna have vision all over this map. Gonna have the ability to warp in at almost any point in the map. And now I'm gonna be, wondering if he's gonna come down on the right-hand side or if he's gonna retreat to get into his base. getting all the way in here because he needs to get all of these zealots in here at the same time. Down comes a whole bunch of medevacs coming in at a terrible time. Terrible time. Force field, there he goes, splitting them off. A bunch of Vikings are on the field though, and they're taking out those Colossi really quickly. Holy crap, they need to get out of there. Down goes a second Colossi. One Colossi back on the field, warping in a whole bunch of units. He's got warp gates for days, as Mr. Black. So many speed lots, but they are trapped on the ramp right now. Need to get another force field up. There it goes. He's still able to attack from the top. He's got vision down bottom. Mr. Black needs to get the hell out of there and make sure he can get all these units away from the ramp, and he does. Taking out that other expansion will more than likely happen right now, but he needs to be careful about that choke point because of the amount of concaving that can happen. Can't get caught off guard. More units coming out onto the field right now. For Mr. Black, constantly warping in. Economy is down. Macro is doing very well right now. Could probably expand again here if this attack is successful in trapping him in the base. Another going up. Tappy, sour about life right now. So many speed lots, but the speed lots are getting totally destroyed. You're just headbutting with speed lots, and you need to get them out of there. And up comes the secondary force right now. That's not going to do anything. They're going to be able to run right by another groups. Oh, they've got lots and lots of strength in there. They're going to get a bit, but they're enough to get him into the base, and that's all he needed. The speed lots are in. More are on the way right now for Mr. Black. Lots of units all the time. This is the kind of thing that a lot of Protoss players can do to dominate Terran players in the mid-game. If the Terran player does not slow down the Protoss player enough and you get into a mid-game situation and the Protoss player builds up enough warp gates, essentially all that happens at that point is a constant stream of units after that initial death ball, and that is what you saw right there. Mr. Black taking the game. Well played, sir. Whether or not he was watching the feeds or not, it doesn't matter, because you just whooped some Terran ass. How does it feel?
It felt good. Terran's definitely my weakest race to play against. No, he played well. He did good.
You know what we're going to do now?
Eat lasagna.
We're going to eat some friggin' lasagna. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this right now. If you're on the live streams, we love you. And if you donated, we might love you even more. I swear to God, that's not blackmail. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Nova War.
And MaximusBlack.
Peace!
2 for 2.